All right, any questions? Yeah, there was one play where he strained it, and we're kind of just, today we held him back. We'll see where he's at. It was towards the end of practice. Likely he's going to be more of a game time decision.
Sean asked me a couple weeks ago, and it was such a short week, about mentioning the streak. You got a little more time. Has it come up at all? The loss of 16 straight?
It hasn't. Yeah, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. I mean, it's really been the focus on this game, the preparation. Sometimes subjects come up like rivalries, right? And I think probably if I was coaching at a major college, and I probably would have brought it up, but these guys each week, are competing to win. Certainly they understand this is a real good football team, and they just finished winning the prize everyone's looking to get. So we're going to have to play well.
You also said after a win, you answer fun questions. But statistically, I guess Travis Kelsey's better with Taylor Swift in the building. I don't think we've heard yet, but thoughts one way or the other, she makes it sound.
I hadn't even thought about it until now. Yeah, I'm a big fan, but I haven't thought about it.
We're in the red zone 5 times. I think a couple of weeks ago, obviously, you only gave up the 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
How much can you, is that indicative, or obviously it's sort of?
So today's the day we work red zone, and then we give them the red zone statistics, and if you graded like offensively, let's say you have 4 trips in, ultimately you're looking at your red zone touchdown efficiency, and you get a percentage, and then a lot of times your third down numbers in the red zone can point you to what's the end result. But yeah, I thought we played good red zone defense, and look, this is an explosive offense. We've seen them move the ball. Fortunately, we were able to force field goals, and and that'll be an important part of this game coming up. Both not only defensively but for us offensively.
Does weather, especially the wind, but cold, so does that change your calculus on the field goal, go for it decision?
It can. I don't know. I mean, we're always pre-game. Where's the distance? Where's the number? Where do I need to be going this way, that way? The sun at our stadium we discuss all the time. Do we want their returners looking at it or our receivers? And so all of those things factor into your approach. So if you said 30 degrees, overcast, snow flurries, I want to know what the field conditions are, that kind of thing.
Red zone offense, Russ hit a couple breaking from the pocket early in the year.
Yep.
And lately it seems like he's doing it quite a bit. Is that because he's forced to, he likes to?
Well, there's probably, in fairness to that question, it's a good question, there's probably a little bit of, sometimes maybe earlier than we'd like, and then sometimes out of necessity. One of the things he does extremely well is, create when he is outside the pocket. And so now we'd like each week to think, how can we design that sometimes? And then some weeks, ultimately you're going to have to be in that pocket. So, but it's something we talk about constantly relative to the drop back list. How long are these routes developing? Too long or just right? And it's something we look at a lot.
Are there any significant changes when you play a team this close, or do they look like the same team as they did 10 days?
You have a lot of like deja vu. I mean, because it feels like it was a month ago to some degree, and then here you are. But it's funny, you'll watch the same cut up of like 208 red zone plays inside the 10 over the last 3 years. You'll forget 4 things that you saw 2 weeks ago, and then there'll be 4 other things that hit you that you like, and you're like, I don't know why I didn't see it on the short week. So, but you kind of go down these rabbit holes where you're like, oh yeah, I remember. You have these things that, and so the cut-ups come back the same way, but they add our game, they add the Charger game, that kind of thing.
So there are moments that you pick up on, like, oh,
There's
should have caught that.
100%. You find things. There's things that yeah, that look differently when you look at it again.
You talked about them being a really good team. As a competitor, you guys kind of relish the opportunity to see how you.
Well, I think, listen, Bill used to always say, hey, it gives you a chance to know where you stack up, and I think, I think when you get up in class with a team like this, you find out.
Going back to weather, going back to weather, have you dealt with that a lot, at least as a head coach, because of Midfield versus maybe when you were
Yeah,
growing up in
look,
college?
I dealt with questions about it for my first 3 years because there's that perception. Back then, we were a dome team, and then pretty soon, that wasn't the case anymore, and then pretty soon we kept winning. We played Philadelphia in the division, or the wild card round in 13 in the playoffs, and I think it was 28 degrees, and well, the Saints at that time had never won an away playoff game. I couldn't help it that we had the home field advantage. And so they wanted to know, are you doing anything different? And I said, well, we played well on the road. And so we changed up the Gatorade and the sweatsuits, and that's what we did different. And it just gets back to playing good football. But we would have these, man, Cincinnati, Chicago. I mean, when the schedule comes out and you see, here's who it is. Now, we might not have had them as often as some other teams, because, look, we were going to play Atlanta inside, and we're going to play Tampa. Now, Heat, we playing them early in the year. We're going to play Carolina. Those, you can't control that. So the climates and the field conditions. But now when you're in the AFC East or the North, they're probably going to be playing in more of those environments, and you can't, it is what it is. I think if you have a good team, you're probably good in all those environments, and I think if your team is not as good as some others, then you're probably not going to have the same home record. There was a stretch there, I'd have to look it up, but October, our numbers, I don't know what they are, our win percentage, our numbers on the road. But the teams were good. And then when we had years where we weren't as good, we probably weren't as good on the road.
Since you mentioned Brandon Johnson, any concerns? I know Garrett Bowles returned to practice. Any concerns?
He's good. No, he's good. Yeah, he's good. All right. Thank you, guys.